Bobby in the coffin's embrace, Moxie's fury a relentless chase. Splinters fly, the nails scream, dark corners hold a blood-soaked dream. Into somewhere with fire in their eyes, talking to madness beneath the skies. And they meet the skies, take us inside, take us inside. Neon lights can't hide the shade, every punch thrown feels the same. Blood and sand and a hollow sheer, WrestleMania dies right here. They sold the fight for a shiny crown, Jake and Cody break it down. Into somewhere we all go, we all go, we all go. Wrestling futures they all show, Jake and Cody rocking the flow. Into somewhere, into somewhere, into somewhere, into somewhere, into somewhere. First night, false fists in the sky. Second night, the legends collide. Into somewhere we crash and burn. Turn the page, no way to return. CM Punk and Gunther fight. Cody Rhodes, John Cena ignite. Broken foot, but the show rolls on. Jake's pain sings a quiet song. In somewhere we all pipe bomb. Uso stands tall. Who's gonna break? Who's gonna fall? The ropes scream. The match shakes in this arena. No room for fakes. Drew's Claymore. Cody's resolve. Conflicts deepen. Mysteries to solve. Every move, every blow. Jake and Cody, they let it show. Into somewhere, the chaos flows. Jake and Cody, the story grows. Live review, the ring explodes. Saturday night, the truth exposed. The truth exposed. Mic in hand, the duo's green. Every punch, every deed. Mike's in hand, the duo's green. Every punch, every deed. Into somewhere, the chaos flows. Jake and Cody, the story grows. Live reviewed, the ring explodes. Saturday night, the truth exposed. Into somewhere, the chaos flows. Jake and Cody, the story grows. Live reviews, the ring explodes. Saturday night, the truth exposed. The truth exposed. No one does it.
Cody's Clues. Grab your thinking cap and your dancing shoes with Jake the dog and a big hooray. We'll solve the mystery every day.
That's right, we're heading right into Cody's Clues. Forget the intro.
Footprints here ahead.
What's going on? So, apparently, there's more breaking news on Liv Morgan returning to WWE today. I don't even
Huge
know. Is there any
news.
WWE? Oh my God,
Massive
I can't even
news.
believe that we have the inside scoop on this.
You've been
Pull it up,
investigating all
Jake.
day. You've been doing Cody's Clues. You've been looking far and wide.
And you're my little dog that follows the trail on it. So,
That's right.
Hold up.
Let's go ahead and
Hold up.
show.
Hold up. Right.
Yeah, we're going to show the latest in what is being speculated as Liv Morgan's ultimate return to Monday Night Raw. Let's go ahead and show everybody the big clue here that she left for us before. Hopefully you're all doing well this Sunday.
Because we think with logic, the fan base went after us and now they hate us, so it's okay. Like, that makes sense. Well, this is her.
I was unwilling to agree that because the day ends in the letter Y, that would mean she's returning to wrestling.
Yeah.
I want to see Liv return desperately. We all do.
What's beside you here? Jake Hocus Pocus book? Is that what that is? So, a book.
See, a clue. It's a clue.
I thought that was just my notebook. Like, put down.
It's certainly not the Death Note. I mean, that's from
you
Hocus
saw Twitter
Pocus.
too, right?
Yes, my younger cousin was obsessed with Hocus Pocus. I watched that more times than I can count.
Oh my god!
Over and over and over. Great classic
You gotta
movie,
be
but
kidding me.
because she put that up, that's
Twitter,
a clue.
Me and you saw Twitter, and then
grown men and women
like,
in tears because this means she's returning. Baffling, but thank you all for being here this Sunday afternoon.
We're the bad ones. Like Dominic and Liv, like they're mad at us.
I know
for what we say.
We're the mudslinging individuals who just don't understand what she's trying to tell us.
But it's a Hocus Pocus book, Jake. What the fuck am I supposed to go?
I'm out of this one. I mean,
okay. But we're negative still, right?
We are.
We just explained
we
it.
are.
Okay, the Hocus Pocus book.
So continuing with the negative. I
am Mr. Negative, right?
I was going to say facade, but no, we're yeah, you are Mr. Negative. So continuing with the negative, vintage Cody we got. Halloween Town was a better movie. How dare you? Hocus Pocus all the way. Put a spell on you. So they were having a little fun at Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise's expense. So these two showed up to AEW 2 weeks ago at Collision. They made their debut. The former Tegan Knox.
Collision?
Yep. She goes ahead and I don't know either. News to me. So she goes ahead and they're a couple. They, the lesbian duo come out and they lose in their debut. Okay, that happens. But so last night, Collision is happening live, and these two show up, and they're supposed to lose to Tay Conti and Anna J, or Tay Mello, they go by now. So Tay J in the women's tag title tournament. So they didn't have an issue that they were losing, allegedly, but they had an issue that they were only going to be given 3 minutes TV time. When they asked for more time, they were reportedly told that the format was locked. That's when they decided to exit the building altogether. So these two, unprofessionally, I guess you would say, went and bet on themselves and walked out. So they quickly called in Hyan and Maya World as replacements. Despite the chaos, the last-minute duo earned praise backstage for handling the situation with total professionalism. So Truth Magnum then put out a tweet saying, Turbo and I almost walked out last night when there was no Caesar salad in catering. Now, I get people are having fun at their expense.
Salad, Caesar salad. Does Liv Morgan like salad? Because this could be a clue. Maybe AEW is like...
You're onto something.
Maybe AEW is planting the seeds for Liv Morgan's return on WWE.
Yes. So let's look at this before we even do anything objectively or just the facts. And Tegan Knox, formerly, the now Nixon Newell, her and her partner have
be serious though.
Yes.
You fucking lose the match. That's what you're signed up to do. You're getting paid. You fucking lose. Stop being unprofessional. Stop bitching about it. And you're going to just do your job. That's what you're going to fucking do.
You want
Shut
more
the
time
fuck up.
in the match?
Stop bitching. You want more time on TV. You want to go back to WWE. You want to go to TNA. You're going to do your job and fucking do it right. Now stop bitching. You're unprofessional. No one knows who the fuck either of you two are. I don't think you're Sasha Banks and Naomi out here who actually had name value to their name. and could actually do that stuff and get away with it, because you know damn well the AEW or WWE wouldn't want either of those two back because of their star power. You
Yeah.
two don't have that. You're losing opportunities to work anywhere else because WWE's not going to want you if they're going to hear how unprofessional you are over there. But you're going to say, oh, they signed CM Punk back even though we got into fights. Well, yeah, that's CM Punk, who actually has some name value and actually can be a draw no matter where you put him.
And all those people
I'm sick and
supposedly
tired of
difficult
this.
to work with after they're let go. You know, even WWE is guilty of that. Bray Wyatt, difficult to work with, you know, and it wasn't the crazy creative that they put them through. No, it was just they're difficult to work with. But
If Triple H didn't get in charge, I think AEW would have taken Bray Wyatt.
maybe. I mean, you're
But I don't
onto
know if
something.
that's.
So looking
I
at
think
it,
Tony Khan would have fumbled him too, but I think this is just unprofessional bullshit.
so they already faced KJ on the November 1st episode of Collision. This was going to be the rematch because they lost the first time. So on October 25th, she made her debut along the real life partner, Miranda Elise, or Elise, however you want to say it. So you show up, and allegedly, from what we're seeing from the AEW side,
who are they
is
again?
that-
Who?
Who? And that's kind of the thing here. So Nixon Newell and her real life partner, you know, they've both gone ahead. Her and Miranda have been kind of complaining online that they've not had hardly any independent bookings, that things have not really panned out since leaving
Here gives
WWE.
me my thing again, and that's not going to help your fucking case if you're going to just bitch that you have to lose a fucking match.
So Nixon Newell also started an OnlyFans that's, I guess, lewd, non-nude, but it's still not going as well as people had suggested it would. Like, things have not panned out for this duo so far. And she said, not everything you read is true. Remember that. And apparently they're going to have a lot to say. They're going live on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern today on her Twitch channel to go ahead and explain what really happened.
No one goes up to that and watches it.
Because
no one will care.
she said, let's fill up the rest of the year. Those were her available September and October dates, which was basically most of the month. It doesn't look like they're being used hardly at all. And she said, why the fuck are you making them go up against local competitors just for a 4.5-minute squash match? So, I mean, I kind of understand the sentiment, but they already got squashed the week before.
That's what you got to do. That's professional wrestling. I think every wrestler has had to gone through that at some point in their life.
Yes.
You don't just go and fucking cruise on by, kick open the doors, and get to do whatever the fuck you want. That's not how professional wrestling works.
This is probably the biggest moment she's had. So this
The biggest wrestlers of all time, though, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, John Cena, have all had these goofy characters at the start where they were, you could consider jobbers at one point in their life. It happens to everybody.
Die, Rocky, die. So I get that Tegan Knox has been in the business for a while, but she didn't accomplish that much in WWE in terms of name value.
Nobody. I don't give a fuck about her.
So
then this bullshit makes me care about her even less.
If you look at this objectively, and I like having you be the attack dog, unlike Spaz, I just let you off the leash. I'll find the clues, you bite. So we get this whole situation to come from, okay, so they were already beaten in a squash a week ago. Now they're getting a rematch and getting squashed again. They show up. They supposedly, it started off where they didn't want to lose. Then it was, we don't have an issue losing. We're upset that we're only getting 3 minutes on TV. And then apparently that's not the entire truth either. We'll hear more. But for what we know right now.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit. I think they were just bitching that they had to lose a fucking match. And then it didn't go their way. And they think that they're owed something. No one knows who the fuck either of you two are. You don't have any name value. Wrestling will be fine without either of your involvements. I don't really care to say that, but it's true. Go find a different career path because maybe you'll have better success in that than you do in pro wrestling because you're not a draw no matter where you go. And AEW, honestly, you should have made them squashed quicker than that. I would have honestly done 30 seconds. See you later. Goodbye. Fuck off.
So here's also the other part. So her partner, Miranda, I guess, has been getting a lot of scrutiny lately for her opinions, beliefs. I guess she's more conservative. I really don't know. I stay out of the politics side of it.
I'm sorry. Back to Cody's clues. Okay, I'm gonna play like the fan here, the crazy fan now here too. So crazy Cody. Liv Morgan has a character that is crazy, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, she's returning. Oh, what a help! What a holy shit! Paul
linked
just
that
helped
one
us.
together.
We
Big
sat on
time.
down, figured it out.
Figured it out.
Wow.
Get that clue. I got a raging clue right now. I'm telling you. So they set
I'm
out
raging
these
all over
two,
the fucking place. I'm so fucking sick and tired of everyone's bullshit in the IWC, and it's gonna drive me fucking mental. I'm about to have a JD from New York crash out here in a minute.
Here's the thing. Miranda goes ahead, and I guess she's the more outspoken of the two. So Sean Ross Sapp comes back later and says that Miranda Elise would have been the more vocal of the two, and that Newell was also unhappy with the situation but didn't speak up. The issue came about when not that they would lose for the second consecutive week, but that neither woman was happy about the fact that their match would have only lasted less than 3 minutes. As you said, maybe your next tag team match, the next time they book you, will be 20 minutes and you can go bell to bell and whatever. Exactly. This is how you prove yourself. You go in, you work, and it's not a real competition.
And they're going to hear what you did here. Exactly. Like, if I had a match,
it doesn't mean that you're a loser. It means you got paid.
That I lost. You don't really lose. Come on.
They're not going to have you guys win. Well, you're not contracted talents. You're not even independent contracting talents. You're not contracted at all. You're literally the independent contractor because you're only being hired for one night. They bring you back again. And you basically spit in their face with this. I get betting on yourself, but I would have done the match, and then afterwards you could go online and say, hey, and even that's less than professional, really, but you could at least go ahead and say, hey, I was upset that we couldn't have gotten more time. I feel slightly disrespected, but hopefully our work ethic shows that we deserve more.
Again, which brings me to the question, who the fuck are you to have all these fucking demands handed to you? You're not fucking Naomi and Sasha Banks. That's what they were literally trying to do. They were trying to pull something that Sasha Banks and Naomi did when they walked out in WWE. But guess what the big difference is? Sasha Banks and Naomi actually have star power, and anyone would want them. AEW would want them. TNA would want them. Any independent circuit that they could possibly get their hands on would want them and pay them to be on their fucking show. There's a big fucking difference between Sasha Banks and Naomi versus these two fucking no-name has-beens. Who the fuck cares about either of them?
Everybody in the house is sick. Don't mind me, Mr. Runny Nose over here, as I'm dying. Going ahead and my hanky's done for because
give me a fucking
everybody's
break.
Got the flu or the sniffles or something in this place. But any event, so they wanted more time. You could have earned it in much better ways. And one of the things we're seeing here is that they've been having issues with the LGBTQ side of things, and I understand what the issue is, but it's not the best of looks. I told you the other day,
with them being lesbian or whatever. This just has to do with no one knowing who the fuck they are. But this has everything to do with they don't have any names out there.
Crazy
of course they will, because the IWC are going to be like, oh my God, this is so homophobic. What do we do now? Because this is going to affect everybody, and they're going to be so homophobic to all of us, and we all have to riot online because that's all we know how to do, because we're jobless basement fucks who keep our families captive in basements. That's the AEW fucking sickos, by the way. If you know, you know that news story.
Alfred from Pro Wrestling Beasts on Twitter here. I want to make sure he goes ahead and gets his due. He puts out some great shorts and whatnot, but I want to go ahead and play this really quick.
See what he's in.
He's such a sarcastic ass. I love it.
They were a progressive tag team. Then the unthinkable happened when Nixon Newell and Miranda Alizé walked out of AEW. The artist formerly known as Tegan Knox and her partner Miranda recently debuted with AEW in a losing effort. But when they were asked to lay down again in 3 minutes, the tag team lovers said, "That don't work for me, sister," and left a Collision taping 1 hour before it started. The team was replaced by Hyon and Maya World. It's been a very eventful month in the sudden saga of
Gay Men for Hangman.
LGBTQIA+.
See?
A sign that read "Gay Men for Hangman" was recently confiscated by the progressive AEW security at Dynamite. Then at Wrestle Dream, AEW's inclusive security made a fan throw out a sign that read "Lesbians Love Straplander."
Straplander. Oh, all right.
Fast forward to Collision this past weekend where a lesbian tag team confiscated themselves. We have so much to say, tweeted Miranda, and far be it of me to stir the pot, but I do have a couple of popular platforms if you ladies would like to talk, because they were a progressive.
You know, so thank you to Alfred for that one. Pro Wrestling Bits, go ahead and give them a
Gave
follow
us a lot of knowledge
on
there.
YouTube. Yeah. So, you know,
Wanna know what?
the signs being taken away and people are trying to say it's an anti-LGBTQ agenda because I guess Miranda is a lot. So people are saying, can we talk about how she's so vocal about her sexuality and her support?
Jody wants to talk to you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Jody said to make sure you can't make him hear himself because he goes
all
nuts.
right, I know. So, Chody, how do you feel about this? Because people are saying that, basically they're ruining their non-existent career, and you know, Nixon Newell is doing this because she's so outspoken with pride and being lesbian and all these things. And she's like, you know, telling everybody to cry harder. The Mrs. and I are going to show everyone what they're missing out on because they debuted on Collision the week before. And her partner is saying kids in public school identifying as barn animals is an issue. So, you know, she's got her own opinions. And basically you have the IWC, or at least the woke side of it, are just losing their minds. And it's a lot to fucking take in right now. Oh, Chody, thank you for being here.
First of all, I just want to say you're the greatest podcast host for wrestling and wrestling history, and Into Somewhere is the best brand and go-to podcast for all your wrestling news,
Chody.
No matter where it is. But I need to get to this.
Thank you.
They are some of the best wrestlers in the world that everyone would want. And I understand the woke mob on the IWC side of things because they are right, because they always make full of logical sense around these parts. You want to know why?
Why?
Because this all has to do with their sexuality. This has nothing to do with anything else besides that.
Gotcha.
Of course we have to make it about that because we need to defend them, and they are two of the biggest stars of all time in wrestling. And I do feel bad for them, but on the other hand, you have to be positive towards AEW because maybe AEW with their great creative team, one just slipped out of their head once in a while. You never know. I think all of them need to be positive, go back together, hug it out, because when you have the greatest lesbian tag team of all time with the greatest wrestling promotion in the history of wrestling, in one unit, you can set the world ablaze and you can be the greatest powerhouse in the world. So I just wanted to say this because my choice is clear here.
How do you feel about this, though?
Great.
The two of them then proceeded to go to a local bar and get hammered and post them getting sloshed on their Instagram stories, basically saying that we're here to pound drinks, not dick.
You know, I think you have to take that into consideration as well as being positive because they just wanted to have a hangout time as a couple. That's nice to see every now and again because you never know what the next day could bring. So if you're having some quality time with your significant other, that could bring peace to the world and the earth could heal faster with more positivity in the world.
Oh, wow.
You understand that, Jake DeMarco? I think this is a positive sign of things to come.
I have a direct quote from Tony Khan, what he said last night when they asked him, you know, he's like, we're refusing to job.
Lovable bear himself.
Yeah, so let's hear his comment directly.
I'm not moved, but thank you.
He basically politely told them to go fuck themselves. I think that was his. He's like,
I don't think that was that nice, but Tony Khan, maybe because of his creative genius powers, just got a little upset.
All the things you said running through my head.
His brain was overload. You know. I think that Tony Khan is such a sweet man dealing with some sweet, lovely. Greatest of all time pro wrestling ladies.
You know he's not going to call you back, Jody. Tony's not going to call you back. No, I know you want to.
I wanted my $1 billion prize.
It's not happening, Jody. We tried, but you said it before, and this tweet is trending. They said that this is how, or excuse me, Jody didn't say it. Cody said it. Cody said this is how they view themselves, and they have the picture of Sasha and Bailey with the women's tag titles. So call back to them two
Well,
being on the ground,
I
kicking
think
and
Cody
screaming.
is obviously an idiot because why would he compare them to Sasha and Naomi when they're greater than them? They obviously have more star power than Sasha Banks and Naomi. Who are they anyway? Some indie talent that you found on the side of the street looking for a $10 match somewhere? No, these are two of the greatest in-ring professionals
This
of
is
all time,
probably their
which you would
last chance,
hardly
though.
remember their name.
What
Why? They just want to
promotion
be
is going to take
positive
them
in the
now?
world.
What promotion
think-
is going to want to include them at all whatsoever? No one is going
I
to want to
think
use
when
them.
you have two of the greatest superstars in pro wrestling history, any great wrestling company would want them. Why wouldn't they?
So now TNA, obviously being with WWE affiliation, that's kind of out. They're at a bar posting themselves just getting shit-faced last night instead of showing up for work. So they said no better way to spend a Saturday. Really going ahead and hammering that point home hard, right, ladies? They wanted to make sure that they showed that they're not taking any bullshit. If you don't book us how we want to be booked, then we're going out and we're getting pissed
You
drunk.
can use more appropriate words on this channel. We don't need to say those type of words.
I'm
all
sorry.
just need to accept the fact that these two just wanted to be in the spotlight because they wanted to show their real talents. Because these two are better than your Rhea Ripleys, your Becky Lynch's, your Charlotte Flairs, your Baileys, your Bianca Belairs, your Liv Morgans.
How cute. Little cheek poke. See?
They're
They're
better
in
than
love.
all of them. Do you
Well,
not understand
I
this?
just cost
And I'm
you
not
our
saying-
future. Boop. I just
You
took
did
our
what?
paycheck. Boop. I just fucked us and we'll never work in North America again. Boop.
Hey, give
Aren't
me
I
that.
cody?
Get the hell out of here.
Get
and go
Jody
play
out
your
here, Cody.
fucking stupid
These
rope
girls went and got
or whatever it is.
shit-faced. They got schnockered when they could have gone ahead and made a good paycheck. They weren't
Are you
hired.
fucking kidding me?
I
That
don't
just shows more
understand.
unprofessionalism. And what are they going to explain about that on Twitch?
This
Because
is their actual
if anyone even
response, though.
watches it,
This
you know?
feels like a huge joke because that's how they're treating it. This is how I view it. Like, this is their actual response. This is what they sent out. You know, it all feels very debatey. You know, they're trying to go ahead and make people mad. It's rage bait and whatnot. But let's stream, shall we? So are they going to actually talk about things, or are they going to go ahead and just make it all sound like, hey, this is how it goes? I'm not so sure, but we'll find out.
I think
you know,
that maybe no one should watch their Twitch thing. Humble them a little bit. That would be hilarious, no?
this
one
is
watched
going to
it,
be the
they-
most attention that they've had yet. It's definitely going to go ahead and pop off in that regard. But sadly, I think that's about as much as we'll get. Both shows, AEW and WWE, have been difficult to watch in some regards. There's way too many championships, not enough coherent
Jody hear you say
storytelling.
that.
Pro wrestling is a lot more than just titles, Grimm says here, and cool moves. And I agree. And that's why I kind of fell out of love with AEW. And then WWE has been lacking as well. We have this big tournament coming up for John Cena's final opponent. And even Forbes touches on it. WWE reveals 4 of the 16 men in John Cena's Time Is Now tournament because it's the last time and it's now. Rusev
We
faces
should actually
Damian
see
Priest.
the bracket in full length right now. I'm done with this Tumblr bullshit where we can't
Sheamus?
see anything about either of them.
I know
I
Sheamus
don't
is taking on Nakamura. We don't know where the placement is. We don't
Every
know
show,
who's
all
going
3
into
shows
what.
have like this. They're supposed to just announce it
Yeah,
week
and
to week, so they don't have a plan. That's all that means.
that's how it feels. It feels very flying by the seat of their pants. Obviously, tomorrow night on Raw, we've got John Cena. Last time, very emotional, he said. It's going to be a big celebration, but last time in Boston. So he's got his hometown celebration for his penultimate Raw. There's 12 spots left. And here's the thing. We don't know what's going on for Survivor Series. So we can't even really logically speculate because we don't know. Is Dominic Mysterio going to go ahead and face John Cena at Survivor Series still for the IC title, like rumored to begin with? John Cena's dad thinks so. His dad said that the first and last person he should have faced should have been Dominic. He should have faced Dominic and take the title and then face Dominic to get that face turn essentially from Dominic and get him the title back. So Cena gets the Grand Slam, and then Cena puts over Dominic for the future. Not the worst idea if you're asking
Then they
me.
can also turn Dominic face because Cena
Yeah,
can shake his hand.
that's what I'm
Say,
saying.
You're the future
So
kid.
it works both ways.
Like
And
people are mad saying, like,
multifaceted.
no, why would Dom drop this title to Cena just from the one back? I think that could actually benefit Dominic. If he drops it to Cena, then gets a rematch against Cena for his final match, and wins it back against Cena, then Cena gives him the rub. People
Yeah.
are like, why does he need Cena to give him a rub? He's a star on his own. Every superstar that's grown has gotten the rub from somebody, and if you're saying Dominic doesn't need the rub from John Cena, you're an idiot because yes, Cena giving Dominic the shoulder rub is a fucking perfect send off, and that just elevates Dominic even more.
Yeah. And sadly, I mean, we had 36 appearances. You know that the fans.
I'm not a fan of Dominic just dropping the title either because he's on a great intercontinental.
But if he's going to get it
right
back
now,
at the end of the tournament,
yeah,
I wouldn't hate
that's
it.
Fine.
If it's just to drop it though, and then they don't have anything planned, I don't want to see that either.
Because Dominic's the best booked star right now, I think, in WWE.
You know,
Right
the
now,
fans
anyway.
mean everything to John, and so does the wrestling business. So when he came out and said, you people, it failed immediately. It never worked. You heard me shit on the follow-up. It was well delivered in parts. He crapped on the little kid, but we waited weeks to get the reason why John turned heel, and what we fathomed was worse than what we got. They delivered us a bunch of drivel and told us that it's you people,
If
even
The
though
Rock
they were
just stayed,
cheering.
It's
They-
just desperation.
Yeah, they were
Like,
they were
I want 17,
celebrating.
whatever it takes.
And you know, we did, Casey. We played that actually on yesterday's stream. We brought up how Tony just finds those belts, and not only in cereal prizes. That's what billionaires get. They get, you know, PlayStation 5s in their cereal boxes. But you people, all of you people, and sadly, it didn't work because we
I said I was
knew
going
that
to do
wasn't
that to
true.
the somewhere audience, and then you said, "Do not do that,"
Yeah,
or you would find me.
yeah, exactly.
I was,
Just it
I
doesn't
was
work.
going to turn heel, but
Desk pop.
can I turn heel?
I don't know. I think you already are. I just
Oh,
think we
I
just
am the
gotta
heel of this show.
I guess so. I mean, we just got to solidify it at this point. Granted, we had 36
Tylenol.
appearances.
Did you put Tylenol in my drink?
Thought it would help.
Oh Jesus!
You know, couldn't
Look
have
how much
been any
more
worse.
oxygen you gave me. What did you fucking do?
That and
Oh,
all
man.
the that I put in there, you should be fine.
What?
Yeah.
Why that though? Is that even legal in this country?
No, but you said you had a headache, and I wanted you to feel better, and it makes everybody feel great. So
Thank you. I think.
you'll be all right. In the 15, 20 minutes, you should pass out quietly. I mean, have more
How long?
energy. An hour or 6 days. The really
Years, right?
no, just a few days. And here's the shit part. You know, we saw the failing of Cena's heel turn. We're past this. We know Travis Scott. He had no business near a wrestling ring, Cena's dad said, and we could not agree more. Like, no fucking shit. All of that was so, like he said, non-essential and a waste of time. We concur. It was a disaster. And it really hurt John's last year. Fans didn't want to see John and boo him. They wanted to go ahead and have him just get the respect and cheers that he's got. We got 12 spots left, technically 13 because we don't know who LA Knight is facing yet. They're keeping that as a surprise. Very long now. Dominic Mysterio obviously is one. That's who Natalya wants. She said Dominic found a way to step outside of his father's shadow. He's so good. There's a ton of people vying for the spot. She's pulling for Dom. She said that on Busted Open. I don't hate it. Dom is the hottest young star. Why would they not want that? You brought up Edge as well as everybody else. Yes, he's with AEW, but of all the people Cena has clashed with over his career, like the rated R superstar,
It's like
I
so
agree,
criminal
is up
that
there.
we're not getting a John Cena and Edge match.
Exactly. So I don't know how they could do this unprecedented and monumental collaboration effort between AEW and WWE, but never say never because it's the wrestling business. We've seen crazier things. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Could it? Sure.
The most I can see right now realistically happening at this point is at Saturday night's main event. Like Cena is doing the celebration. They're like talent come out, every WWE employee, you know, like what they did with Ric Flair's, all come out clapping.
Yeah.
Cena's about to leave the ring, and you hear, "You think you know me?" And then Edge comes out, hugs him, and says goodbye, then leaves. Like that's all you really have to
That's
do.
all you would need. Yeah, something simple like that. If you can't have the match, at least do it, you know, with something. And I genuinely, I want to be put off in a
I
way
think
where like
Edge wants to
it's
be
overwhelming
a
and you're,
part
like, you're
of Cena's
excited. Yeah,
retirement tour. I think Edge wants to be a part of it.
I agree. I'm sure he
People correct
does.
me calling him Cope or Adam Cope. I'm like, you know, he's still Edge to me. Like,
Yeah.
forever will be Edge.
Oh, absolutely. And that's exactly how it needs to happen. So I would like to see them wrestle, but I don't think it's going to happen. So who else do we get in there besides Dom and Edge? We got Carmelo Hayes being rumored. I don't think that is a big enough name by any means. You know, Liz mentioned Austin Theory. I thought that was a great name to throw in. You and I discussed earlier. What about Austin Theory? He's not the worst name on there. I mean, he had that terrible match at WrestleMania 39. John was not in a place that he really, you know, should have been wrestling at that point. And I think them having a rematch to leave the crowd wowed could be something monumental if it's going to push Theory, you know, forward at the end.
Yeah.
Some people are like, what about Omos or Trick Williams? Forbes is talking about Joe Hendry. You know it here. We say his name, he appears.
His name and he appears.
Oh,
I want to believe. I do believe, but he's had such a good year. Could it happen? What a way to earmark the future for Joe Hendry. I even if he doesn't win, I hope he's part of the tournament. I feel like it's a huge miss if he's not. A lot of people said Obafemi, and the thing that worries me with Obafemi, as my nose runs more, I apologize, is I don't know that he fits as an excellent choice for John's last opponent. But how the hell do you have him lose? How do you put him in this tournament and have him not walk out as the champ? You know, the winner.
Who again?
Obafemi. That's what I worry about. So if you bring Obafemi into
this,
he's got to win.
Because then that makes it unpredictable. Have Gunther and Obafemi in there, and they're the finals of the tournament.
Okay. I mean,
and then that's an unpredictable outcome, right? And have that be survivorship. No.
Exactly. So Obafemi would be I
would just want to see Obafemi versus Gunther, though. That would be.
That's going to be they're running matches with Obafemi. He took on Rusev. He took on Omos. He took, you know, there's a few others that they're working on. The guy's got it.
Does he do NXT live events or something?
He's been doing the NXT circuit for the live shows they've been doing on the weekends. So yeah.
Why do they keep him? Is he like an ambassador or something? Why do
Omos, he was in. I guess they have plans for him, but they still see something of value in him. I don't know what it is, but he's a very nice guy. He's fun to listen to, like on podcasts and stuff. He's got a great analyst mind for the business. I just never saw his work rate as stellar enough to be included.
Great ambassador for them. He's going to do like the Titus O'Neil kind of.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, essentially, and we'll see what comes of it. Here's the thing. Having Obafemi come out is another one like Stephanie Vancour. Like you were worried about it being too much too quick. Having him come out, win this tournament, and then just go to face Cena. If he doesn't go on to win the title next, and I feel like that's just too much of a quick ascension. So I don't think he's there. And he's not that he's loved in NXT, but that he's not over enough yet because he hasn't been introduced to enough.
That's way too soon as well. Like I said about Stephanie, I would say it about him. Same thing.
What about Chris Jericho? I feel like everybody's kind of earmarked Jericho for the Rumble. Now, the only thing that makes this a not
that depends on his contract.
Yeah, I think he's locked in until January.
Okay, because Tony Khan, is not going to use him now because
I think he's locked in until January though.
Going.
So
I don't would. Tony even let Chris Jericho have one final match on AEW as like a thank you for helping this, or is Tony Khan petty? You're not going back on AEW TV because I know where you're going.
Basically, I think
Does
he's
he treat
icing
Jericho
him
like
like he
that?
did with everybody else. He did it with the Lucha Bros and so many, Ricky Saints. He took everybody off TV and iced him. Rusev,
Oh, Tony, it's
Alistair.
okay when AEW does it.
I mean,
Like,
we've
no
called
one
him out
complains
here.
about that when WWE does it. Like, just let them go to AEW. But when AEW does it,
CM
well, it's a
Punk being in
business,
the
man.
tournament with the title doesn't make sense to me. I don't think Javon Evans is a good fit. He's another one
I
that's
think it
just
could make
too
sense,
young.
CM Punk, because CM Punk's arguing like you want to be Mr. 18. Okay.
I mean,
I think that's fair.
there's something. I mean, they could make an intrigue to it, but I feel like we've already gotten everything we could out of him and Punk facing off. I know it was heel and face and different parameters, and now it'd be face, but still, like, what are they going to do? A bunch of moves to show, pay homage to other wrestlers.
What do you think
again?
they're going with here, though? Are they going someone to build towards the future? Or are they going to go do one more run back? If you're going to do a throwback, the only person you can do a throwback with is Edge for a final match.
That's what it feels like. Is how they built
or if
everything.
Kurt Angle was
but
medically cleared, Kurt Angle would have been another one that would make sense. But
I got
those
one
are the,
for
the
you.
only two.
Randomly, I doubt it. What about the Undertaker?
I want to, like, can he move?
Enough. I mean,
Enough?
maybe enough. I think
That's
he
someone
can get
that
around
John
enough.
Cena and Undertaker. I know they finally did it. It was a squash
I'm
match.
stuck in
They're in both their
catering.
primes when they were like still able to go at a full 100% level. They should have had a WrestleMania match for the streak. I don't understand why they never ran Undertaker Cena.
I don't know. When they did, it was a squash bullshit thing. I hated that so much. A lot of people loved how they did it. Like, part of it was cool, but then it got to be so zany and silly with Cena running to the back and, oh my God, I don't know if he's here. Like,
Undertaker was complaining to Vince about it. I remember that. Then Undertaker,
he hated the
was
booking and he wanted
Vince
more
was
time.
like, all right. And Vince was like, all right, you don't want to do that, then let's ask John. Vince said, well, we can see John's opinion, right? And then John Cena agreed with Vince, saying, yeah, a squash match would be great. I talked shit about you the whole time you were gone. And then
Career versus spinal fusion. One final fight for Kurt Angle and Cena. I like it, Paul. No, I mean, I don't know where else they go. I mean, so you think of logical.
Ray?
I don't think Edge can happen. I don't think Cope can
Some
get
people
out
said
of
Rey
the
Mysterio.
AEW contract. I don't think that's a good choice either. And here's the thing.
Have Ray and Cena
I don't really
besides
have
Cena
somebody in
burying
my
him.
head either right now because I'm worried and hesitant at
that
how
the
it's
only
going to be booked.
history they really had is
Him
Cena
taking the
burying
title.
Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't really have much of a storied history
Because,
either. So
Any other time they interacted, they were buddy, right? Tag
Yeah.
teaming. stuff
pretty
like that.
much they were teaming up and being friends. Probably one of the biggest feuds I've been into lately. Milo's friend, this little mini dachshund named Fufu, he's been taking on the vacuum cleaner. And this has been quite a storied rivalry. I don't know if you've seen any of this, but been pretty damn epic so far. I do want to warn people, though, it can get a little intense at times, but
Listen to this place. Archer the Dachshund is trotting into Monday Night Raw. And he's facing the household terror itself, a fully powered vacuum cleaner.
Look at
Archer
that.
clamps on the nozzle.
whoa!
Wow.
Listen to this place.
I mean, whew.
Wait. This gives me another thing for Cody's clues. A bigger dog, but Liv Morgan does have a dog, right?
Yes.
So is this another hint at her return?
It's another clue. You
Wow.
figured it out. God,
I'm thinking past here.
last prediction. Who do you think it's going to be? I think he's going to face Dom at Survivor Series, and I think he's going to face
I don't
Gunther.
know what they're doing with Survivor Series.
I'm going to stay with
after
Gunther.
this.
I don't want it. I don't want to see it. I don't think it's a good idea, but I think
Make
they're
Dominic
going to
run
be
double duty.
steadfast.
He has 2 championships. Make Dominic do double duty. I don't care. Like, you want to, because I think that would make sense in storyline. aspects because Raquel was complaining, Finn and JD were complaining. You costed us the tag titles. You went to Adam Pearce to make sure we have to put our titles on the line.
Yeah.
And you want to know what? You have 2 titles. Now I went to Adam Pearce, and you're having issues with Cena and Ray. Now, guess what, champ? You have to face both of them at Survivor Series now.
I wouldn't hate that. He beats his dad and loses to John.
Yeah, or if you really want to fucking stick at the Finn, have him win both.
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be the worst idea if he beats John if they do it well, but there's something about John getting that IC title that just sounds so intriguing. It really does. The one belt
I wish
that's
they did this early.
him,
I wish they had
thought about
Cena
this ahead and not made him heel. And
Cena's last match should have been winning 17, and he could have went year, like when he was there week to week to week. Like when he did like 3 SmackDowns in a row, 3 Raws in a row, he should have had the IC title there. Then he could have done the IC Open Challenge.
When they started this year in January and the way John came out and he was so determined, then he lost the Rumble and he's like, oh, I'm going to enter myself in the chamber. Like we've never seen that desperate side of John before. They had the story right there. He needs to break the record before he retires. He can't keep up with it. His body's not lasting forever.
People are saying. But here's the thing. Boston is seen as like they call home, right? So him having an IC title match there against Dom, if they're not doing Survivor Series, is the most logical. Tomorrow's Raw would make the most logical sense if they're going to run Dom.
Tomorrow's going to be a big Raw. We got to
because
we'll
that would be Cena's home, right?
So
just like they argue that Ray and Dom should be in San Diego at Survivor Series because it's both their hometown.
Yeah.
So Cena, I don't think he's ever had a televised Intercontinental Championship match either. Cena. I don't think he's actually had a match for the title.
I don't think so.
In his history at all. I don't think he's ever even had a match for the title.
John Cena's final match could be for the IC title. WWE reportedly has major plans for John Cena's final match. John Cena, I'm trying to look at if he ever wrestled for it. I'm sure he had to, but I don't see it in the list. Last we saw John Cena to win IC title and drop it to Icon in his final match. Possibility explored. So they're saying he'd win it from Dom and then drop it to Gunther. I hope that's not the case, but if that's what we get, so be it. Boston didn't bid enough. That's how they didn't get their hometown boys.
No, John Cena has never. He has never competed for the title on a televised event. He had 1 match for the Intercontinental Championship at a house show.
All right. See, so crazy. All his career, him and that belt just didn't cross paths.
No.
Wow. That is nuts.
All right. But I have to get going.
All right, sir.
Jake.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. You and I have Into Somewhere Rivals premiering tonight. Yep. That's going to be great for everybody to go ahead and hear about the Raw roster in our first part. We're going to go ahead and talk about every star in the Raw roster. Do we think they're better as heel, face? Our opinions. We put a little bit of fact in there.
Tonight.
Yes, indeed. That's going to be great for part 1. So go ahead and check that out, sir.
Later, good sir.
Yes, people can find you on Instagram. It's Cody_Oneedy316 or Cody _Oneedy_.
Yeah.
316.
And Judgment Day Era for Twitter.
That's
and
right.
YouTube.
There we go. Go ahead, Mr. Negative.
Later on.
You. Thank you so much, my good man.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. So I worry. I mean, Cena's been teasing it. We saw his Instagram is always filled with bits of treasure, but there's so much excitement, he said, for the Raw in Boston. Can't wait to see the matchups and surprises for the Last Time Is Now tournament. This is a true once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for everyone involved. See you Monday live at TD Garden and on Netflix. So John is super excited. I really don't know who else that they could realistically have in this tournament that would be a surprise. That would be Matt Cardona, we didn't mention, but that's someone that he's already named. He's not signed to any other promotion at this point in time, so that would be a good get. even if he doesn't win the tournament, just having him included. I don't see, it would be great if they could work something out, but the way Tony is and the way that he's felt towards WWE and the things that WWE has done to Tony, I mean, there's so much bad blood there. Never say never, but I cannot see a world where Cope becomes Edge once again for one night only. I can't even see him in the crowd to say goodbye. Never mind. I'm still wondering if we'll even see Vince on stage or in any, real sense of the way, or if it's just going to be him, not even mentioned. Is he going to be persona non grata entirely? So I'm curious to see how they handle Vince. We mentioned the other day everything that happened with Ridge Holland, and the Maharaja has a statement that we included behind us, and it's not wrong. I understand, and it sucks, and it's unfortunate everything that happened. So Ridge went ahead and was not getting his contract renewed. He went ahead and was on the main roster with the Brawling Brutes. They were going to let him go. And he said, let me go back to NXT. I'll take a $200,000 a year pay cut for the next year, and I'm going to bet on myself. And things were going well. He had the Chase U disbanding, the heel turn on NXT, goes against the champ there at Trick. Then he's in Evolve for a little bit, kind of no follow-up. Goes to TNA to feud with Santana, gets injured. Now they're not re-signing his contract. He sends out that tweet, and that's where we let things stand. So, unfortunately, it sucks that he had to be released, and the tweet he sent out was, not the wisest of things, but the man is dealing with a lot of worries. He's anyone saying, did you save, or how did you not hold on to your money? Why did you not go ahead and, any type of thing like that? They really don't understand. And the Maharaja himself, goes ahead and puts out a decent statement. He says, WWE does have financial education programs. But how much do you think NXT talent make when you subtract travel, wrestling gear, maintaining a professional athlete physique, gym membership, supplements, now subtract taxes? There's a lot of charges that they have that, you don't get to consider. He said, now with what's left, try raising a family, paying for groceries, rent, mortgage, car payments, personal health insurance for you and your family. Now, factor in not being able to earn income due to the injuries, which he's not going to be able to work for at least the next 7 months. And then he still might need his neck fused. So he says, finally, add the fact that you no longer have WWE provided health insurance for wrestling related injuries, and you're staring at a possible neck surgery. And part of me is like, hey, I agree with everybody saying join the club. I feel bad. It's unfortunate. But I can list 150 things worse with, my body today and what this state has done to me. And the state of Connecticut has not toured me around the world in front of thousands of screaming fans. He still got these great opportunities and moments, and he got to live life being a professional wrestler. There's namesake and all these things that come with it. He got to be the main event of a Survivor Series. He did a lot. And they allowed him to live such a lifestyle. So I don't necessarily, I feel bad that the situation turned out the way it did. My neck is fused. I get it. I get dealing with the pain and everything, but it's just, I know he was frustrated, and it's unfortunate that that's what came of it. So we've seen the GoFundMe now reach 10,000 of its $60,000 goal. We've had over 150 donations come in, top donations coming from Omos, Kyle Fletcher, Nick Massey, so the Young Bucks, Chelsea Green. There's been a bunch of anonymous people throwing it in, and others. So, I mean, that's great to see some type of support come through. I mean, he's got a family of 5 and a father of 3. Trying to handle everything at the house. We know it's impossible and trying and difficult, and I'm sorry that he's hurt, but it's a very hard time for everybody right now. And him saying that the company fucked me led to them being, willing to cut him early. And that is also a difficult mark against him for future employments as well. He really has to, keep these things in check, because now it's unfortunate, but he's known for the Big E injury, which he said on his YouTube channel he regrets, and he's apologized for. And I don't know. People are saying now that the GoFundMe creator admits she launched Ridge Holland's fundraiser without telling him. She said, "I wanted to write this update to let you know that I am the mom of the father that you are all supporting. I set this fundraiser up for the family without telling them, knowing because I want to help. I also want to thank you all for your support. It is very much appreciated." So I guess people felt like it was a scam at first, but he did put out a new statement here. He said he closed the GoFundMe started by a family member due to online backlash. He will be donating the money back to charity once he's back on his feet and has recouped the amount of money donated. Please choose kindness. He said, "Thank you all for the incredible support shown to the GoFundMe campaign. However, I want to clarify that I was not aware of the page and was going live and had no prior discussion with the family member who created it. I've since requested that no further donations be accepted, and this change should take effect within the next 24 hours. Once we figure out how to move forward and I recoup the amount donated, I will be donating said amount to charity. I sincerely apologize if the page caused any upset or offense. That was never the intention. Thank you for understanding and any kindness." So I don't know. I don't quite understand why there's online backlash. Maybe, some folks in the chat can let me know here, but it is very, very disappointing that people felt like someone that's facing neck fusion and is injured and can't work. He's like, "I asked Ridge Holland to use his $400,000 a year, 4-year contract to pay off his mortgage and not break people's necks." And that's kind of been the, he said, "Which should I pause to donate so I can give to Ridge Holland for spending when he was almost cut last year, didn't readjust his finances, and now has predictably been cut?" I mean, I guess I understand, but I mean, we've already got enough issues to face right now. Yeah, I said it as a joke, but TKO is hurting WWE badly. They are making Vince look like a saint in some levels, and we get the good old classic, good old Walter White Breaking Bad moment here, but it's so true because this is WWE fans, all of them, the TKO right now.
All of this falling apart like this is on you.
It's on TKO.
Why don't you walk me through this, Mike? We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch.
We had cheap tickets, and we had good stories with the bloodline, and we had
Fring. We had a lab. We had everything we needed. It all ran like clockwork.
And then you greedy bastards stepped up and decided to milk fans for every dime and nickel they had while reducing live events and making supply and demand go through the roof and creating false scarcity, reducing pay and causing more bullshit. Welcome to reality. Indeed, welcome to reality, Ridge Holland. Life sucks for all. I guess the online backlash is really coming from most of him making good money for so long, and I guess they're blaming him for not saving, which isn't really a great way to look at things. And then on top of it, it's basically you're just throwing out criticisms at that point of someone's financials that you don't know how things worked or what's happened. The only valid criticism you could say is that, hey, you knew in a year's time you were likely being cut, so you should have prepared that way. But who wants to admit that they're basically going to get fired as well? So it's a harsh reality. Hopefully we go ahead and see that. You see people online right now trying to give out during the government shutdown. Sith said the only way we could see John Cena versus Edge is if WWE agrees to send AJ Styles to AEW to face Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing or All In 2026. Yeah, like part of AJ Styles' retirement tour would be to go to AEW. If I ran things, there would be some type of working relationship with AEW. I would have had an invasion storyline actually happen years ago and do a real thing. Come on, you need all of these other companies to exist, because without that, and it's not just because, oh, we need the drive to be creative, we need, you know, competition to go ahead and force them to tell good stories. No, it's not just that. There's so many aspects and factors into this. When AEW first formed, look at how WWE responded. They gave everybody pay increases and locked people down for multiple years to make sure that, you know, they had loyal and well-planned contracted talents that weren't going to be able to leave. And then once AEW became less and less of, I guess you would say, a threat to WWE, their booking, their mindset, financials, all of it, so did wrestlers' pay and people not being cut, and people not being cut when they're injured. And, you know, we've seen these things happen. But I do like the suggestion you had before, and it's a hell of an email here for, you know, how you would go ahead and fix WWE right now. And really, I mean, some great things are laid out here, and there's so many ways and so many things, but it all comes down to, I truly believe Triple H, as you and many others have laid out, doesn't have final say. It's not the Paul Levesque era. It is the TKO era. It's, you know, Ari Emanuel, it's The Rock, it's Mark Shapiro, it's Nick Khan. They are the ones with the say. So Triple H might have the idea, he might have the knowledge or the foresight, but it seems like he wouldn't have fucked up John's retirement had it the way it came out to be. It seems like he's got the heart and mind in the right place, and then everything else failed him. Things beyond his control. I see the way that this transpired, and you look at a starting good idea with John turning heel. Shouldn't have happened his retirement year, granted, but there was a true what if in wrestling. What if John turned heel? And we got that answer. Many, myself included, thought we would never see that come to fruition and be a reality. That was shocking. There's a reason why Elimination Chamber is looked at. You know, they were in Toronto.
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto,
in the dome.
Elimination Chamber.
To go ahead and have that moment initially be compared to being better than Hogan's heel turn. Even I was on board being like, it could be, because the precipice of change and all the options we had laid out in front of us, and then you people and nothing. Even Devon Dudley is harshly criticizing Tony Khan and QT Marshall right now. Apparently he's harkening back to when he was there and expressing his disdain over QT and a lot of the friction that he had while employed with AEW. He went ahead on his podcast and said that he was, he wanted to wrestle, and they wanted him to wrestle, and he was asking for a producer role. And he's like, Khan didn't hire the wrestling legend because he found him, asleep before their meeting, which Devon already denied and said that was BS. So that was more after the fact, changing the narrative to make him look bad, as we've seen with AEW. But he said, number one, you never asked me to be a producer or to produce a match. I never produced anything. The first time I showed up was in Orlando, and I was told by QT, who I can't stand, and I don't care if he knows it, kiss my ass, he can't do shit about it. He said Devon continued that he traveled to multiple cities for the meeting and would arrive at 11 in the morning. However, Tony would be able to meet him around 2 or 3 a.m. Due to this, Dudley was tired and noted he was most likely sitting in a chair with his eyes closed, but he wasn't snoring or outright sleeping, just sitting there. You've been waiting since 11 in the morning, and he's not going to see you till 2 or 3 a.m. So 15 hours later, hey, the legend continued that Khan could have brought him into the office quickly or just said that their offer, or Devon could quickly make a decision and go home, not wait until the very early hours of the morning to have that. He said, you could have brought me, again, said, hey, Devon, this is what we have for you. I could say yes or no and go home. But instead, you kept me waiting until 3 in the morning again. not a great look. A lot of the unprofessionalism and the chaoticness of AEW has been coming to light. The way that they've not planned things now with contracted talent walking out because they don't like the booking, and it just makes you question who has authority truly. Like, is Tony viewed as a true authoritative figure there, or does anybody have the cachet and power in AEW to really go ahead? Like people look to Punk. That's why him and Jack Perry had the issue. Like, you got to go tell him this is not happening. He's not listening to us. He's going to listen to you. Okay, listen to you. Who is there now that has that type of gravitas and pull to make themselves be the ultimate, say so? I don't know. And that's kind of the thing it shows, because everything feels chaotic and random. Why do we have a already existing NWA national title being repurposed and used as a new title when we just unveiled women's tag titles? And a lot of times, we've heard this and quotes get misconstrued and changed over time. But Triple H said, I book for story, not for good matches. And people are like, see, he doesn't care about good wrestling. And he's like, no, what he's saying is that any person in his company is capable of putting on a good to great match. So he's booking for a great story, knowing that the matches will be good regardless. As where Tony tends to book because, hey, the internet really wants to see person A and person B face off, and be damned about how we get there. We just want the match. Rather than have an actual tournament or anything else for this new belt, we're having another casino type gauntlet match. And so already there's no hard work, effort, or real prestige in this new belt, which is only supposed to have the all Atlantic plus Japan rules that the international title didn't follow. So you're only going to see it defended elsewhere when they're out of the country, even though they're not. It's baffling. It doesn't make sense. They don't even have enough women to handle the women's tag team tournament at this point in time. Most of them were thrown together teams when the bracket was supposed to be up. And, WWE has been improving on their women's tag team side of things, but they're not great either. Both of them need to start dedicating. If you're going to have these belts, then you need to have the actual correct either roster or group of people to go ahead and keep up with it. Why are you going to go ahead and have tag team belts if you don't have any damn tag teams? Things of the such. Feels like we're saying it ad nauseum, and it shouldn't be, but Ric Flair is returning to AEW. And he's not coming alone, Cage Side Seats lets us know. So Ricky the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat, and Ric Flair coming this Wednesday to Blood and Guts. So Flair has been in and out of AEW for a handful of special appearances and marketing opportunities, including his Woo Energy and the Woo-ings. Woo-ings! He was last seen in, March, when they did the Steve McMichael memory there. So Steamboat, he is going to be there. We lost seeing him getting whipped by Ricky Starks in the feud with CM Punk when he was a special enforcer. So, taking back a while there. We've got Hangman Page, Will Hobbs, Falls Count Anywhere. What's going to happen? I don't believe it's for the title, but that's going to be a hell of a match, I'm sure. We'll be live this Wednesday after Dynamite goes off the air because they've got their Blood and Guts special, and we'll be combining that with Into Somewhere Weekly. So don't miss it. Make sure you got to go ahead and be subscribed. Turn on that bell notification so you know when we go live. Blood and Guts. On the women's side of things, we got Tekla, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Triangle of Misogyny, whatever. Megan Bain, Marina Shafir, and the former Sasha, Mercedes Moné, taking on Jamie Hayter, Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron, Chris Statlander, Tony Storm, and Mina Shirakawa. So, 6-on-6, they're just stuffing them in there. Hopefully, first women's War Games match, Blood and Guts. I hope it's a good outing. I hope they have something memorable. We've been seeing the women have War Games matches in NXT in the main roster for almost, close to a decade now, it feels like. at least like what, 2017-ish. So blood and guts for the men. Jon Moxley and the Death Riders with Claudio Pack, Wheeler, and Daniel Garcia taking on Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. Good old Roddy. So, I mean, 5-on-5 should be fun. Death Riders, why are they still a thing? How are they still limping on? I hope this kind of kills them off. Finally, Darby can go ahead and reign supreme. I'm thinking the heels for the women take it. You know, we're going to see Mercedes' team over there win. And I think the men's side, it's going to be Team Darby. Mount Everest all the way. Take your flag. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well, Liz. So yeah, we're you know, got a busy Wednesday night into Somewhere Weekly. AEW Blood and Guts review. We got the 2 cage matches for the War Games. We've got the champion in a non-title match, Falls Count Anywhere with Will Hobbs, Ric Flair, Rick Steamboat, Rick Goggins. I don't know who the hell else. Rick Rude. Give me some other Ricks. Rick and Morty. We got them all. It's going to be fantastic. Matt Hardy, also speaking ill of AEW, he was going on and said that he felt so underutilized alongside his brother Jeff for so long, and it left him feeling very reflective. And he said that he was unsure whether to continue his wrestling career when he was leaving AEW because it left him in such a state. He said on the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, he's like, why am I still doing this? I wasn't really doing anything. And he said he made it clear that he still loved wrestling, but he didn't feel like wrestling loved him. And if you think about all that they've accomplished since leaving AEW that we would have missed out on, I mean, they're multi, federation champions at this point. They are all over the place. They just had the NXT titles. They dropped them back to Dark State, but there's still the TNA tag champs. They've got the fourth rope titles and the House of Glory tag titles. You know, they're not quite up to Ultimo Mercedes, but I worry that, more people are leaving AEW feeling this way. And it happens with WWE as well. It does, but it seems to be happening a little bit less. Obviously, Ridge is the latest, and people are not everyone is always going to be booked and used to their potential. But there's quite a growing list of legends, if you want to. I mean, that's Jake Hager, granted, as well. CM Punk, the Hardys, the Dudleys, have all gone ahead and spoke their piece. So Matt said that he had 113 matches in AEW, and despite being part of one of the most popular tag teams of all time, he and Jeff never once challenged for the World Tag Team titles. And he went for the Trios titles at one point, the TNT title, and the ROH World Tag Team titles with his brother, but not the main. But he said he finished in 2024 without ever holding gold. And that's just not that they needed belts, but like really, Matt started off, that the broken Matt character, and it didn't feel succinct or proper for the time. It didn't feel right because also we're dealing with the pandemic and less fans and whatnot, but the way that they were trying to present certain things that led to the football fuckery and the stadium stampede. It had Matt teleporting through the stands and going into ice baths and coming out a different character and all these sorts of crazy, zany things that didn't quite line up with the somewhat gritty realism that they were trying to present on the other side. I mean, barbed wire, explosive death match be damned. Said what terrifies me, says is that Tony Khan is going to have the women compete in the Continental Classic tournament this year for the inaugural AEW Women's Continental title. Oh boy, that's exciting. Sign me up. So we have the Continental Classic for the Continental Championship on the men's side, which They then had the unification of the Continental and International belt, making it the Unified Championship. But then that championship wasn't actually a championship belt. It was just to signify the winner of the unification match that didn't unify the belts. So there's 3 belts that are being carried around for a 2-belt case. And ow. All right. Too much thinking, but yeah. And WWE's not much better with all their belts as well, but at least I thankfully, keep in mind that they're not adding any more. I mean, you already have mid-card belts for everybody. You have the tag belts now. Like, what more needs to be added? Another national title, an international title, the women's continental. Most of these things are barely defended as is. The TBS title is defended now and then because of Mercedes, but for the most part, the hose title was forgotten about. The TNT title, it's there, but I don't know. Fletcher has been a decent, or if not really good, TNT title holder, but some of the matches, I mean, they've been good, but not much to write home about in terms of story. So, an idle hand in the microwave death match. Now we're talking. I thought we were going to go for a bottle rocket up the asshole, and just first one to drag their ass over charcoal, see who lights that on fire. I genuinely wonder, I want to see them be interesting and good and attention grabbing. Pull us back, make it matter, and get me in here. I'm hoping this Wednesday we're gonna get something that, damn it, it's good. I'm excited. I'm hoping, but because a lot of people are like, I have never been a huge fan of hardcore wrestling in general. I'm not grossed out by it. Right? It just feels, it sounds like a silly thing to be like, oh, too extreme. But when you're doing all the weapon spots, it's like, how much stuff are people supposed to kick out of? You break the realm of believability when you enter all of these weapons and items into the fray. If you introduce things like one at a time, but when you're adding multiple levels of these things, it becomes soul crushing at a time to really go ahead and be like, all right, you hit him in the head with a 2x4. What else are we going to get? So, yeah, we got the women's pure title tournament for Ring of Honor as well. Everybody wants to see what's going on there. I was such a big Ring of Honor fan, and they got purchased by Sinclair. I'm like, okay, things are looking up for them, and they never really fully got off the ground, but they still were in a good place. I then saw, the New Japan Insurgents and the Young Bucks and everything that happened there. And then Tony took all their talent. And from there, they kind of just suffered and were stagnant for a while. And they stagnated because they had nowhere to feature themselves, really. They were trying to do things online with Honor Club. They were trying to get a TV deal. Things kept falling through. And then they went on hiatus. And when Tony bought them initially, people were like, oh my God, he's going to have a TV deal for them. They're going to be saved. And instead, that's not what we're getting. So we have Dalton Castle and the Outrunners, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, who are upset about not getting a Caesar salad. They're defeating Warren J, Zach Zilla, and an unnamed wrestler. It says the premier athletes defeated 3 unnamed wrestlers. Athena and Billy Starks defeated High-End and Maya World. The Swirl defeated Will Allday and an unnamed wrestler. Jay Lethal, Adam Priest, and Tommy Billington defeated the Frat House and unnamed wrestler. Ross and Marshall Von Erich defeated Warren J and Zach Zilla, so we already saw them fight before. The Dark Order defeated 3 unnamed wrestlers, and then Lance Archer defeated Aaron Solo. Everybody wants to see that Ring of Honor episode, right? I mean, damn. Does that go ahead and make me excited to tune in? All those unnamed wrestlers. I mean, talk about limping on at this point. Deonna Purrazzo, Serena Deeb in the finals for the Ring of Honor Women's Pure title. It could be a show-stealing 5-star classic. Absolutely. And will they give it to us? No. And what's even worse, it's the tree falling in the woods scenario. Is anyone going to be around to hear it? What are you barking about, you? I just, I failed to know why certain things are handled in such a way. I think Tony is just too much on his plate as well. So here's what we know about tomorrow's huge Raw, featuring the return of hometown hero John Cena. He'll be kicking off the show, so that's a big deal. Let's go ahead and check out what Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce has to say for tomorrow's Raw. Let's hear this. What do you got for tomorrow, sir?
All right, happy Sunday. Hope the weekend is treating you right. Adam
Happy
Pearce here,
Sunday.
fresh off the plane and on the ground in beautiful Boston, and knee-deep in prep for a very jam-packed and special edition of Monday Night Raw, live tomorrow night from TD Garden, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and broadcast around the world on Netflix as it marks the final appearance on Raw in Boston for the never-seen 17 greatest of all time, John Cena. And John kicks off the broadcast live in Beantown. Plus, don't forget the first 2 opening round matches in the Last Time Is Now tournament. Sheamus, one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura, and Rusev goes toe-to-toe with Damian Priest. There's not enough hyperbole in my vocabulary to tell you how important this tournament will be for the eventual winner. Think about
Got that ball.
To stand across the ring from John Cena in his final match, it doesn't get any bigger. Plus, the Women's World Champion La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, puts the gold on the line against Judgment Day's Raquel Rodriguez. And after what happened on Friday night, the Kabuki Warriors will challenge Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for the WWE Women's Tag Team title. And how is CM Punk going to react to the Vision and Logan Paul and that sucker punch heard around the world? Tune in tomorrow night and find out. It's Monday Night Raw live from Boston, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, around the world on Netflix. Do me a favor.
Damn. All right. Well, that actually sounds like a pretty good episode of Raw. We got the Kabuki Warriors against the Women's Tag Champs. Sign me up for that. All in all, sounds like it's going to be a pretty decent episode. We got Stephanie defending her title against Judgment Day. We know her and Nikki got some tag team in action to come up as well soon. CM Punk not happy with the Vision or Logan Paul. Not the worst way. Should be good. Should be good. I'm excited. We'll see how that builds into Survivor Series. We got John Cena in his hometown kicking off the show. I'm not hating it. Sounds enjoyable. And we'll be live afterwards, folks. That's right. Make sure you're subscribed because we'll be live when Raw goes off the air to break it all down. We'll see who has advanced in the tournament. Is it Rusev? Is it? It's probably going to be Rusev. I'm sorry, but and then seems like it's going to be Sheamus over Nakamura. We'll see if they announce any other participants in the John Cena The Last Time Is Now tournament tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. The former Tegan Knox is going to be going live. Nixon Newell on her Twitch account. She'll be explaining what happened and what went down on AEW Collision last night when her and her partner walked out on their scheduled tag match. They were told that they were only going to get 3 minutes televised TV time, said that doesn't work for me, brother, and walked out. So we're looking, I wouldn't say looking forward, but I am inquisitive to see what they're going to say that we don't know so far. AAA is apparently booking a few big shows coming up. They're doing a tour. So as of right now, we've got Dragon Lee and Vikingo taking on Dom and El Grande Americano. Dragon Lee taking on Mecha Wolf, El Grande and Vikingo in a match. Lola Vice and Fabi Apache taking on Flammer and Lyhir Hydra. I'm terrible with names. You know that. So sounds like they're at least building some things for the November 28th show there. Should be fun. Okada and Tanahashi comment on the New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 20 match as, he's looking to go ahead and have his retirement there. So Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement match at Wrestle Kingdom 20. The press conference let us know that he still has a record of 2-1 against him in the Tokyo Dome with Okada. However, he also noted that Okada has won their last 4 singles matches. So Tanahashi said, in the last few years, I've lost a lot to Okada. I've lost our last 4 or 5. There aren't many who retire with a win, but that with an opponent like Okada, I will give my absolute best. I plan on having people saying, I can still go, not that I'm broken down. In the end, I wanted someone I had a deep connection to. That's why this makes perfect sense. That's why when we see Cena's retirement match, it should have probably gone from Mania to Mania, right? Not 2025. I feel like he should have like started at Mania and then gone to Mania, have the 1 year, and because retiring at Mania for John feels right, not Saturday night's main event in DC. And people are already doing the comparison, apparently. I didn't even get to finish making the point, and they got an article out now. This is an opinion-based column, but it talks about comparing the Tanahashi and Cena retirement runs. So, nevertheless, there's an air of finality. Tanahashi and Cena have ample reason to walk away for good, as the ace also serves as the president of New Japan, while the C Nation leader is a star in Hollywood television and even Honda commercials. So, yeah. I mean, Tanahashi might have the better celebration all in all. We'll see how it ends. It's been better than Cena's, but we got to see how this concludes. You know, certainly a lot. We got 3 appearances left, indeed, Cody, for John Cena to come back and say, hey, this is what we got. This Monday, the MSG show the following week, and Survivor Series. Those are the final 3, and that all leads to the last. And that's it. Time is over. We get Saturday night's main event being the final. So 4 appearances altogether, 3 more, and then the final. And it went by quick. We had, 36 dates at the start? I mean, that's incredibly baffling and pretty hard to fathom that we've seen this pretty much entire year transpire before our eyes. And there's been memorable moments, but I do want to go and look back at 2025. I want to talk about the things that I have enjoyed, the things that I haven't, and in WWE specifically. I mean, there have been some really good things this year. We've gotten some great matches, some great storylines, but there's also been some not so great things. And I think there's been a lot more missed opportunities than just bad opportunities, if that makes sense. So later on tonight, we will have our Into Somewhere rivals. We're going over the entire Raw roster first, picking out who we like better as heels, faces, and so on. So go ahead and check that out. Part 2 will be out later in the week. We've got our Raw review tomorrow night, Tuesday, NXT. Wednesday, we're doing the AEW Blood and Guts review live with Into Somewhere Weekly. Thursday, you'll be hearing from Spaz for the State of Wrestling. Friday with the SmackDown review. It's going to be a busy, busy week indeed. Thank you all so much for hanging out today. Hopefully you're having a good Sunday. Everybody is doing well. I hope you all stay sexy. Make sure you're subscribed. Check me out on YouTube at youtube.com/Jake DeMarco, on Twitter at CountdownEnded, on Instagram at CountdownEnded. Check us out on TikTok at Jake.CountdownEnded. And then you can go ahead and find Into Somewhere on Spotify. Use the hashtag Into Somewhere to find us there. Go to vidiq.com/Into Somewhere to go ahead and supercharge your YouTube channel. Get yourself a discount, as well as going ahead and entering code BANANA on XSplit for 20% off XSplit Premium. So thank you to them for powering Into Somewhere. I hope you all have a great Sunday. Until then, stay sexy.
The pipe bomb, Uso stands tall. Who's gonna break? Who's gonna fall? The ropes scream, the mat shakes in this arena. No room for fakes. Drew's Claymore.